FUJITSU. FUJITSU or FUSHITSU. Be the judge. Anyway, all the Phillips head screws that have to come out of it. So, story behind this one, somebody else installed this unit. At least it was registered. I don't know if it was Craig's, I don't know where this thing. Place we get parts at locally for these things around here doesn't deal with them anymore. They said it wasn't purchased there. They weren't impressed with the quality or the customer service. So evidently, from what I've learned, they don't deal with them anymore. So we inherited this thing. The first tech support guy said the indoor, somebody else had been here, said the indoor board and the air handler is giving you you got the green light, red light, green light. One flash green, one flash red, and then the other green light is a constant flash, which is a master communications fault. And there's the neighbor's dogs barking. So that guy went through, I guess, whatever he was trained to go through, and said that the indoor board was the problem, not the outdoor. So came back, put the indoor board in. What do you know? It's showing the same fault. So I called tech support. We went through everything in this outdoor unit. Harnesses, sensors, home in the ground, stepper motor, compressor, voltage communicating in, voltage communicating back out. And he said it was this board, which these smart Alecs install upside down. So the fault light on it is on the bottom side of the board, and you got to pull this open and peek up in there and see if you can find it. I mean, all your test points, I think there may be some test points on the back of the board. I'm not sure. He wasn't telling me to check anything back here. I don't see any. So yeah, it's the upside down board. So that's the piece of junk that we're dealing with today. So we got to get out about 173,000 Phillips head screws. To get this thing apart. And of course, they weren't thinking when they put it together. It's just, I don't know. I'll reserve those comments for my own personal opinion. But anyway, we're going to replace this board and see if it fixes the problem. And bring you along for some of it. And neighbor's dog. What's that, girl? Here you go. Get that. It's okay. Anyway. Get this panel off. Then we'll get this off. What's up, girl? Leftover hash browns from this morning. Here you go. Get it, girl. She's curious. She came up here a while ago and was sniffing behind me. So anyway, that's all that up in there. in there. But we took all this out, on out the compressor harnesses, checked all the sensors, did all that, and their conclusion was this thing. So let's get it swapped out real quick. And all right, we're kind of halfway back. We got this thing out, and trying to get all this back together. I got to get all this wired back in, and this is just the biggest piece of junk, and that's kind of why I didn't record a lot of that. I try not to cuss on camera. I know I have a few times, but when I'm working on one of these things, I tend to cuss a whole lot more than I normally do. So I just thought I would just not put myself in that situation, but it's already aggravating as hell anyway. It took, I don't know how long to get the parts for this thing. FUJITSU didn't have them. The local supplier that we do get parts from doesn't deal in the equipment anymore because they had a bad experience with them. Customer service was crappy. Like I said, the equipment, whatever it is, but this thing is just a piece of trash. And after all this work, we're trying to do the best we can. We can't help it that their tech support didn't give us good information. We cannot help that it takes forever to get the parts for these things. We didn't install it. We didn't sell it. But they want us to not charge them for fixing it because they've been inconvenienced for having to wait so long to get it fixed. I mean, some people just don't think, you know. It's not like we've had a convenient time with it either. First time they tried to tell us she couldn't get the parts, and they were going to give her an air handler. That was going to be quite a bit of money because we weren't damn sure we weren't going to do that for free. And then found out, oh, we can get them. But it just took a while to get it. I mean, we're definitely not charging as much to replace these parts as we were going to charge to install that new air handler. But to expect somebody to come out here and do something for free when we never even installed the system in the first place, call that poor bastard and give him a let it be his damn headache, you know. And that's why I ain't much too longer gonna be doing this. Some people are just completely unreasonable about things, and I get tired of being the face in front of them dealing with them. It's just, I mean, I didn't say this, I didn't read it. Why are you making it my problem? But anyway, we'll get through it, and then when I'm done, everything will be all better. And then it'll be on to the next headache. Maybe not a headache, we'll see. But if it's a mini split, it'll be a headache. Because I damn sure wish they had never let these things across the border. So let me get the rest of my screws in here and get all this stuff wired up and all this mess here put back together. Alright, well, we've got this god-awful thing put back together. We'll hook up there and check the charge, and hopefully the thing will come on and run after doing all this mess. Maybe get the rest of these panels back on it. I guess they did do a little bit better with their panel as compared to that Mitsubishi I was at, because it didn't lift out of the corner over here. That panel came across and opened up, and the whole side had to come open over here to get it out of the way. At least they did fix this one where you can pop it in and out of those slots and get it back on and get it out of your way. And you know what I think of Fujitsu for doing that? They did one smart thing. Congratulations. So I'm only going to put a handful of these screws in just in case I have to open it back up. Hopefully I will not. Put this back on there. And this. And I guess I know why they don't put a fault code list sticker under the bottom of this plate like the Mitsubishi did. Probably because you can't see the damn light anyway unless you completely disassemble the system, which means you got to turn the power off, which means the light's going to be out to begin with. So they were thinking there too, why waste money on a sticker with fault code flashes if it's not going to help anybody. POS. Alright, so we'll get the top back on. I'm not going to put the screws in it. And we'll get in there and we'll turn the power on. And we'll see what happens. Hopefully this thing will come back on and run. And get the corners to close down. It's like putting the Goodman top back up. You get one corner on and the other one in the back pops off. Come on. There we go. Damn. Okay. Let's see what happens to get this thing turned on. Well, alright guys. We have success. And she just came on, so I have to run this thing up a little bit. Hope she don't need a charge added, but she's probably gonna need a little refrigerant if that keeps going down. You know, this thing hasn't been on since February. Just let that coil start building up some heat in it and see if that suction pressure comes up. There we go. We'll let it run for a few minutes. If it needs any, I'll put some in it. Big as a headache as she's had with this thing. But at least now it's running. So looks like it might end up needing probably about 8 to 10 ounces. This thing only holds about 2 pounds, 8 ounces. So we'll just let it run a minute. See what she does. This is further than it's been. So it's been a struggle. every time with these things now. You're just ordering parts and waiting and waiting and waiting. I'm just not a fan of them. Not in residential. I understand commercial applications with server rooms and, you know, places like that, you know, but a sunroom, a bonus room, okay, you know, but this is my kryptonite. I do not like mini splits. I figure them out, but it's just so much of a headache that you have to go through. Getting the parts, tech support, there's never a book. You don't see them every day. Every couple of months, 3 months maybe, you run up on one. I don't know. This is my kryptonite. So anyway, guys, we got it running. The board was the problem, and I hope to not see one of these things again for a while. Like I said, I got a compressor in one of these I'm doing Friday. You guys been waiting a month and a half for that damn compressor. I'll try to get some video on that one. But and that's gonna be a pain in the ass. Anyway, guys, have a good one.